Hey guys, how's everybody doing out there? Welcome back to what is this? Episode 166, I think, of my comic review. How's everybody doing out there? My friend Kid here back again to do some reviews, do some talk about some comics. Um, I should have put this review up a while ago, but I didn't. Got lazy. I'm getting a little lazy now. It shouldn't be that way. But hey, I'm still putting up reviews, right? You know, I'm not going anywhere. So let's get in. So we're going to talk about the books that came out for uh, the last week of December. And once again, everybody, follow me, bro, my mentor, Blue Goblin. He's playing catch up just as much as I am. He and I can understand the situation that he's in with his wife. And the same thing with me. Holidays got crazy, and things happen. Life happened, guys. That's basically it. Got a few messages from some interesting people. I'll get into that later on. I'll message those people back. Um, See where this goes as well. Something good, maybe something bad. Uh, Probably not bad. Could be a little bit of both. Yeah, but not a big stack for the final week. Actually, as you can see, not too big. About 12 books. I got some from Marvel, DC, and got some indie. And let's start off with Marvel, shall we? Let's start it off with all new Wolverine #3. Tom Taylor, this has just been getting really good. I've been very much enjoying this. This is probably one of my favorite all new, all different titles underneath Marvel. I'm loving where they are taking Laura or X-23, if you want to call her that. But let's talk about this issue. So the last issue left off where her clones were supposedly gunned down by none other than Mr. Taskmaster himself. Uh, Unfortunately, it didn't go that way. Now, we have Laura actually fighting Taskmaster. Now, Taskmaster is a very tough hombre. He always has been. He probably always will be. He's the guy who he could just watch you, just the way you, and he could just mimic your movements from there. And we get to see that it's almost like him and Laura is, or I should start calling her Wolverine, is just having a little bit of a hard time, and he's kind of mocking her and saying, you know, I, I can counter everything you throw at me, and I love where almost like, yeah, you can counter her kicks or punches, but you can't counter her shink, and I thought that was really good. But it was there. That's where really I was like, wow, Taskmaster's starting to look like a little bitch after this part, especially after what happens later on. But the clones are really not digging Laura's approach to like being kind of like we don't kill, this kind of semi-pacifist stuff. Because even one of them calls her out. I think it was the blonde clone of Laura calls her out and says like, "What are you, a pacifist now?" And I love how she points out, I was like, "I just beat the crap out of 6'3", 6'8" guys, and she bodies all over the place, and she's like, does that look like I'm a pacifist to you?" Um, the people that cloned them or responsible for them are still tracking them, and they realized that there was a good chase scene between the gang in New York. They're in New York, and one of the ending of it ends where basically because we know that the clones are dying, all of them are gonna die. So Laura realizes that even though Alchemax has all her friends' they know all about her friends, so we decide she has to take them someplace else. And where she takes them, I'm not gonna spoil, even though this has been out for a week or so, but it was interesting to see. And I'm kind of glad that they're putting this guy back on front again like he's supposed to be. But yeah, this was good. All right, let's move on to second issue finally of this Drax #2. CM Punk, yeah, and Cullen Bunn still co-writing this. As you can see that cover. Who's that on the cover? Former Herald of Galactus, Drax the Tamer. Yeah, the last issue left off with Drax on a backward planet, thanks to Rocket and that bullshit ship that he had gave Drax and crashed on his backwater planet. And next you know, he tries to get off. He comes face to face with Drax right here. And it looks like we're going to get a confrontation between them. But all of a sudden, we get a 180 right here. I'm like, wait, what? It seems that Drax has come back differently after he's died. He goes into detail like he was killed, and the Phoenix brought him back. He's killed by the Phoenix, but the Phoenix brought him back to life. And he says he doesn't fight like he used to be. Like the Drax of old is not now anymore. Somehow he only fights for a cause now, and it's got to be worthy. But Drax is still trying to get off this planet because his ship is broke, and he still needs because he's still trying to look for Thanos as always. And unfortunately, him and Drax start having this drinking. They're just drinking and still, but unfortunately, even though they're drinking a lot, they still gotta pay. And unfortunately, Drax ran out of credits, and the barkeep is like, "All right, you gotta pay me," you know, and he's like, "What do you have in mind?" And she's like, "Okay, I got a job for you." Finds out that she's not only a bartender, but she's also a mechanic. And Drax like, "Okay, you know, I'll do this, and you get me off this planet." Then she says, "I have another proposition." So Drax, this fool takes it at the wrong way, like, "Oh, okay," and she's like, "Whoa, not that." It was so. I thought that was funny. And she realized that the barkeep has a job for him to find out some stuff of being stolen and things like that. And then we get into more detail of what has been stolen, and that's where the plot thickens from there. And but the other plot that happens is someone, and I'm gonna spoil this for you, someone stole Terrax's axe. So it's like, ooh, oh shit, now we're in some trouble. But this was still fun. CM Punk and Cullen Bunn do a pretty good job with the writing on this. Um, this was good. Squadron Supreme #2. Yeah, look at that cover right there. Check that cover out. It's Hyperion holding the head of Namor. James Robinson, Mr. Robinson, this was a good episode to kind of give a glimpse of that the squadron is not always together. They are doing other things outside of and where every member is in terms of where they are, how come Shield and all the other people can't find them, and yeah, they did destroy Atlantis, so Atlantis is destroyed, you know, and we get to see what is Power Princess, Blur, Dr. Spectrum, Nighthawk, even Hyperion. Hyperion's was the funniest, and it's kind of going to play up in his ongoing series later on in the months to come. Hyperion is out of the Squadron Supreme members. I know Hyperion and Nighthawk are getting solo series, and Hyperion, what he does when he's not Hyperion, he's a truck driver. Yeah, a truck driver. We find him in Oklahoma, and he's just sitting there at a diner talking with another truck driver. Nighthawk changed his name from being Kyle Richmond because there is a Kyle Richmond already. You know, remember he's a Nighthawk from another world to another name, and you know he owns this company. Uh, Dr. Spectrum, she can't sleep. She's having a tough time sleeping because she keeps thinking about her world, and it could play up to finding out who saved her. It could mean a confrontation between her and a certain inhuman king. Okay. Blur, he seems to kind of enjoy this world, but he also misses his own. And we get a little bit more indication of what's going on with Thundra, which was pretty good. But the main gist is that Nighthawk he's trying to solve this mystery, and unfortunately, he gets the confrontation between the Unity Squad of the Avengers, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the next issue. Good exposition, guys. Good exposition. All right, let's move on to DC. We move on to Superman, Lois, and Clark. Number 3. God damn it, Mr. Jurgens. God damn it. This is good. This is good stuff. Lee Week's artwork is beautiful. And yes, this is the only Superman title I'm reading under DC. This is the Superman that I like. This is pre-52 Superman stuck in the new 52 world with Lois and their son. And shit's starting to get real. Remember, he's working behind the scenes. Nobody really knows he's there. You know, Lois goes under a different name. They all go under a different name, but Lois is writing, and her writing is starting to really get the attention of Intergang and Bruno Mannheim, and she goes under a name called Author X. But in this, we get to see Superman dealing with the guy known as Blanc. He's a telepath, and he's just really fucking creepy too. And it gets really interesting. Remember, they're working their son, you know, Jonathan. They're really trying to keep this away from him, you know, so nobody knows. So he'll never know about this. But the stuff with Blanc is just really sick, and we get to see that Clark has been working. He has a sort of a fortress of solitude here too, which is not bad. You know, it's pretty cool. But yeah, this is just good stuff. John Jurgens knows how to write Superman, and he is just doing a bang up job with this series. We're only 3 issues in. It is no reason why, if you're curious about this series, guys, to jump on board. We're only 3 issues in, and this right here, I kid you not, I promise you, you will not be disappointed. This is Superman the way he should be written. I don't give a fuck what's going on in Superman and all this crap about him with the T-shirt and him losing his powers and him calling himself what does he call himself? Archie Clayton and all that crap. That's stupid. This is what you should be reading for Superman. My opinion, just my opinion. Let's move on to the Fastest Man Alive, and we moved on to Flash, issue number 47. Venditti, Jensen. Once again, I'm not the biggest Brent Booth fan. His artwork work on something and some they don't. But here was pretty good. And this is the conclusion of the Zoom story. And man, this got really intense. This got really gritty. The fight between Zoom and Barry was intense. Barry starts to figure out how Zoom is so fast, which was really interesting as well. You know, we got to see a lot of hardship, especially for the for the Allen family. And it ends with a cool, just nice spread of the hero defiant but in control, as you know, over the villain. But this was, like I said, guys, I'm still catching up on a lot of my DC books. You know, and I'm almost caught up on everything, but I did not need to catch up on it. But this was really good. All right, let's move on to the indies. I got 5 indie. I got one from Image, one from Dynamite. No, 2 from Image, one from 451 Comics, I believe that's what it's called. As a back issue, and one from Boundless Comics. And we'll start off with that one. We're starting off with Belladonna, #0. Mike Costa does the writing, and Ignicaro Canelo, I believe that's his name. First of all, the cover, this cover, there's several covers, but this one I really like. This is a beautiful cover of Bella on the cover. All right, so let's talk about this really. I am a fan of Mike Costa's writing. There are times, sometimes that he can be a little off, and sometimes he can't. This right here, Belladonna reminded me of a harsher, I can't even say harsher, but just a kind of a Red Sonja-esque character that was raised by, instead of being, she was raised by Vikings. And in this, oh boy, when I was looking at the, the previews for Midtown Comics, my store, and I was looking at this, and I'm like, okay, this sounds interesting. Let me give it a try. Boy, I did not really expect to get into. Okay, first of all, let me. This comic is not for children. This comic is borderline rated X. I'm not even joking. I am not joking. I mean, in this alone, besides just a gore fest, guys getting their heads chopped off, we have boobies showing everywhere, poop tang pie showing everywhere. Okay, I'm putting that out there. We get a sorceress who used blood magic, and she's damn near naked. She gives this dude a fucking blowjob, and then hawks his you know what, and uses it as for terms of blood magic. And I'm like, what the hell? And there's just borderline stuff. You're just like, what the fuck is going on? But besides that, the character of Belladonna here and her other shield maidens are badass. Like, they don't take a lot of shit from nobody. Invaders come and they just wipe the floor with these guys. I mean, men are literally scared of these women. And Mike Costa does a good job of showcasing that these women are fierce, which I like, But the other stuff that I just mentioned, I was just kind of like, while I'm reading this, I was just like, no, she didn't just do what I think she did. I'm just like, wait, what? It's weird. I mean, if anybody's ever read this, tell me what you think. Um, I'm really eager to find somebody else who's read this. But if not, let me just say I may actually put this on a certain pull list of a friend, because I really would love to hear his opinion on this. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I don't know if this is just a one shot or there's more to come, but whatever it is, I'm kind of interested. I'm kind of interested. Let's move on. Let's move on to some more good stuff. Uh, move on to Image, and we're talking about Black Magick #3. Greg Roca, Nicola Scott. My God, what a great team! This is getting very interesting. So now Rowan, she knows that after everything that's happened in the first 2 issues, she knows someone is looking for her. And another one of her friends of the Covenant is telling her, look, you got to protect yourself. So especially when you're in home, put a spell up around your house and everything like that. And her partner, who is a cop, remember, she's a cop, and her partner is starting to see it too. Like, everything's going down. You got IAB, Internal Affairs, looking into this and trying to figure out why this guy wanted just her, the guy who burnt himself in the first issue. And Rowan is basically, in a sense, she looks at it also like, look, no matter what, she still killed this guy, and she really feels regret about it. You know, she's like, murder is murder. It's don't matter who did it. So she really feels regret for it, but it's getting really good. And then we add in a new players into this mystery that's going on, and just good solid writing from Greg Roca. And like I said, Nicola Scott's artwork is beautiful. And like I said, there is no real color. It's very noirish, so it works so well. This is a series I do recommend. If you are a Greg Roca fan, like his writing, you respect what he does, and you are a fan of Nicola Scott's artwork, you're gonna love this. This is good stuff. This is really good. I totally recommend this. All right, we're gonna move on to I think it's 451 comics. Um, this is a back issue. It was sold out last time, but I got a copy of it, and it's a 5-part miniseries. I was really interested in it because it's kind of putting a twist on a classic. So basically, and we're talking about, and basically what it's called is Humbug. Yeah, Humbug. Now, anybody probably has read A Christmas Carol, classic Charles Dickens story, correct? Probably seen the movies. So basically, in this story, Gentile and White, basically the guy who writes this, basically he takes that story, that classic character Ebenezer Scrooge, and kind of puts a twist to it. Basically, what it is going on is saying, what happened after everything that went down with the spirits and Scrooge kind of changing his ways. What happened after that? Well, this is the twist. Basically, Ebenezer became the world's first paranormal investigator. So once I was like, okay, this got me interested. So basically, it's Scrooge, uh, Jim Crockett, his son Tiny Tim, who's not tiny anymore, he's a kind of grown man, and his Scrooge's nephew. They are called the Humbuggers. They're like, you kind of look at them as being like ghost hunters, and they investigate the paranormal, but also are debunkers. They also investigate frauds, people who are just using that as a means of cheating people. But this was really good. I very much enjoyed it. The artwork from White, I believe that's who did the artwork, was decent. It had a little bit of a cartoonish like feel to it, but it was still fun to read. Um, you could see that Ebenezer has really kind of changed, but he still kind of has that little bit of the classic feel of, you know, he does say his famous word, humbug, one time. We get to see them deal with ghosts, and the beginning issue, we actually see him actually call out another paranormal investigator and call him out on his BS, like you're a fraud and everything like that. But this was good. I very much enjoyed it. Looking forward to the next, how many issues? Next 4 issues, because this is one of 5. It's a one 5-part miniseries. But I very much enjoyed it. I'm glad I was able to get a copy of this. Um, Humbug, everybody. If you want to get a good look, yeah, check it out for yourself. I do recommend it. All right. Move on to Dynamite, and we're going to issue number 3 of James Bond 007. Um, Not a lot of dialogue in this issue. More just spread of action. And in this issue alone, we get to really see James live up to that license to kill, you know, that he's always been known for. And now he's still in Berlin, but he's realizing that maybe everything his contacts are withholding information. He's also getting false information. So, and the people that are responsible for that lead him into a trap. And then we get to see James be James Bond. Like I said, that whole license to kill literally plays up in this issue alone. Ellis does a good job of that, and Master's artwork really sold it. I mean, he's taken out. I mean, the way he took out his opposition in this was just like, I could see this being done in a I saw this, I could see this being done in probably a past James Bond movie, because it just really sold it. But now the ending really sucks, because now the people that were helping him, you know, that were his contact, his real contact, are gone. So now James is alone in 007 with no contact, no way to contact his people. So what's a 007 agent going to be able to do? As all, we don't know. It ends on that cliffhanger. But my guess is, as James would always do, he'll improvise. He'll find a way. So far, so good. Been loving the James Bond comic. Very good. We'll end this with Image. We'll end this with another Greg Roca book. I got 2 Greg Roca books, and this book is another one that I have not stopped reading since I first got that first issue. Lazarus, number 21. Greg Roca, Mike Lark, guys did a good job on this. This, man, the Carol family is still going to war with the Hawk family, and because of what happened with the head of the Carol family, and Forever is mowing down opposition with her team of soldiers, while her sister tries to find a means of saving their father. The poison that the Hawk family put into him is still in him, and they don't know how to really stop it. It's killing him. Forever does what she does best as the family's Lazarus. That's what this means. And then by the end of the issue, it gets really interesting, because something happens to Forever, and I'm like, wait, what? Wait, did that just happen? What? Especially at the end. But other than that, Mr. Roga and Mr. Lark's artwork is good. But yeah, I was just like, that ending got me kind of scratching my head a little bit, like, huh? But in a good way, though. Well, guys, that's all I have for this review. like I said, guys, kind of getting lazy, but like I said, the review's gonna keep coming no matter what, whether they're late or not, doesn't matter. You're gonna hear my opinions on the comics of no matter what. And as always, guys, this is Mama and Kid, wishing everybody once again. I forgot to say it on the channel. Happy New Year, as always. More reviews to come in the future. And other than that, besides the comic reviews, the weekly reviews, I still have some, reviews of like, graphic novel reviews that I gotta finish reading to get wrapped up. You'll hear me talk. You'll hear me finally give my thoughts on the Earth One books that I haven't finished reading. Still have several Earth One books I gotta finish reading. Some more graphic novels. Um, but other than that, you guys know where you can find me. Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, or here. Other than that, you guys take care. And this is Mama and Kid. Peace out. Bye, guys.